the invisible man. Oh, the invisible man.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to another edition of The Invisible Man. We have the wonderful Ryan Webb joining us with his wife Sonia. We're going to be talking in a bit. And don't worry about the screen, Ryan. You will be full on screen in just a second once I've done the intro.
Okay.
So Ryan has actually he's been with us before last year. He's been doing some stuff, and we're going to be finding out all that interesting music he's been making and some other plans he's got on, and who knows what, because I don't know yet either. But anyway, Ryan's from Swindon in the southwest England, not far from where I'm originally from. His album Stop the World.
We love you too.
His album Stop the World 2018 garnered a fair bit of attention, particularly on the Colorado Phil show, and he's actually got a really wonderful single out called Don't, which we're going to hear a lot more about later. So, but I forgot the introduction of the hosts, because I am Mark David Stallard. Ryan Janz, say hi. Say hi, Ryan. Ryan Janz. He's not going to say hi.
Go to me. Go to me.
So Phil, say hi.
Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Looks like we might have lost Ryan there for a second. But anyway, that's Ryan, the guy that's not responding. And
Face clears.
so we've got lots to talk about. We'll have lots of laughs, and we'll be catching up. So let's get them actually on the screen properly. There we go. I can't talk and work the mouse at the same time. So hi guys, how you doing? It's been a little while.
Been a while, definitely, indeed. Well, thank you for having us back.
Welcome, man. Thanks for being back.
Well, actually, we actually had I was holding the dates for someone, and then they dropped out. And the first people I thought of was you. So that it was, and that's not just saying that to make you feel good. You were the first people I thought to contact to fill the hole. So thank you very much for jumping in. It's only a few weeks. So I think the audience.
Oh, Ryan messaged me, my friend.
Oh,
he can't hear us.
he can't. Oh, you're. Okay, here we go. Excuse me, everybody. We'll try and figure out Ryan's problem here. Now let's have a look. You're marked as mute there, Ryan. If you can hear me, you've muted yourself in.
I'll tell them.
Oh, hi. No, I got it.
There we go. There we are.
Yeah.
Now, here we go.
Major problems with what happened. All of a sudden, I had to reboot my capture device and everything. It's
okay.
It's a thing.
And everybody got rearranged on the screen.
Anyways,
every Saturday we are inundated with. We have sometimes a technical problem that makes it a little bit late or stresses us out before. And today we've had more than we care. I think we've had like 3 or 4 weeks. Problems all at once. Anyhow, so sorry to the audience there. Actually, before we get in the conversation, just wanted to say hi to Shalim, who has joined us. He's saying hi, and Pauline Santoro has joined us as well. Hi, Pauline. A couple of our regulars, so it's nice to see you.
hello, Pauline. Hello, Liam.
There we go. So what have you been up to for this since we saw you? I think it was November last year. Actually, I think I had a note to ask you was that your bio at one point said that you were going to set the live scene aflame in 2020, but I suspect something happened this year that to put that on hold. Anyhow, what have you been up to?
He didn't do it.
I don't remember writing anything like that.
No, of course not. Yeah. So what have you been up to since then?
Well, writing, and making more aggressive music, that's for sure. And doing did quite a few of these online kind of live festival things, and I think it turned out all right. Even though there's a lot of lag and stuff like that, I think people kind of get used to the idea, stuff.
He sold albums.
It's actually sold albums.
Excellent.
Nice.
Nice.
And t-shirts. That is
And
so
t-shirts.
cool. Yeah, so that was really cool. What else? I have been working on chatting with bands that I performed with, and just trying to get some mixing work in. So I've been, I think I'm in touch with 2 bands right now, and just getting maybe doing some remix of their previous release tracks, or maybe trying to get them as a client and working on their new material. I recently did a remix for this singer-songwriter, and it was not one of my favorite genres that I would normally work with, but it was a challenge, I would say, and it was basically an indie track that I would send, and she wanted me to change it like totally into a modern, like an EDM track, and basically all I did was grab the vocals and did the whole background stuff, so all the instruments, everything, and it's actually been released on iTunes, so it's not bad, it's one of those.
But you loved it. You loved doing it.
Yeah, it was something that I enjoy making music. That's about it. If it's aggressive, I enjoy it even more. It's simple as that.
You don't say.
Yeah, because I mean, we actually may as well just move right on to your new single, actually, because that kind of leads in, because you were saying that you, I think on the website, and I think we may have gone back and forth on Facebook or whatever, but you were weren't really that happy with your first album, but you wanted to be a bit more aggressive, a little bit more, and you came out with your new single "Don't," which you seem to be quite happy with. So, do you want to tell us about that? There's I bet there's a lot to tell us about that one.
Well, there's quite a lot to tell about that, but I think Sonia would actually be a better person to actually give you the in-depth kind of info about it. But the thing is, before we actually, all our songs that we actually write is something me just randomly one day waking up and just going towards Sonia and saying, for Don't, it was pretty much just me going to her and just saying, I want something, I've got this crazy idea, I want you to write something with like, so she kind of got the idea. So I think I probably said like, go, go, and then she said, okay, I'll work on something. So I pretty much had the riff in my head already, and since she, when she did the lyrics, and everything just fell into place. I think it's just like one of those things. It's not like it's been written in a short period of time. Even though you're not in the studio environment, you're not with the instrument, your brain is still working with the track in the background. No matter what you're doing, whether you're watching telly or whatever, the track is still there, trying to build into a full, full picture, if you know what I mean. So Don't was the rest. Basically, Sonny would actually fill you in with it.
Oh, when Ryan came and he kind of gave me the outline of how he wanted to have the lyrics written. He didn't have any idea on what it should be about. But it was just when he went, he said go, and I thought, okay. At that time, I think I was on Facebook, funnily enough, and there's a veterans organisation called All Call Signs down in Portsmouth here in the UK.
Portsmouth. Sorry, what?
They do these wonderful things that that it's run by two vets anyway, who've obviously been through an awful lot themselves, but they're helping out other vets, and they just do so much out there to help them. And I think one of their what they call a beacon alert popped up when I was thinking about the song, and the alert is to actually make people aware that there is a missing veteran or serving soldier, and if people can go out or keep their eye out for them. And I thought, wow, this could be a really good, and it's to stop them from committing suicide. And that's basically what Don't is about. It's about trying to stop people from committing suicide, particularly the military. That's why you got the military scenes in there.
Right. Oh my gosh, I love it.
We even had the military scenes donated by this amazing soldier who's currently serving in the Falkland Islands. and he does a lot of photography for the army, and he donated all the film,
Nice.
which was amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
It's quite difficult to actually find because we were looking at stock footage and stuff like that, but we just quite. If we do well, we found some, I think, and it turned out to be like so expensive for like a. Was it like 6 seconds or 10 seconds
Yeah,
of
it was-
one clip? And
Yeah, it's like
it
two,
just turned out-
£300.
And to be
oh,
honest,
really? How much is that in Canadian or whatever?
it could only be like
That you can
a
almost
lot.
double it.
a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's
So
almost double.
For 6 seconds, huh?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And when you only want like 6 seconds in one place and 7 in another, it's
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think it was quite difficult to find the actual footage that we were looking
Yeah.
for anyhow, and I think it just all fell into place, with this guy.
yeah, because our son is actually, because our son's in the army, and he actually said try this Instagram page. So we went there, and then I contacted the guy, and now Ryan's actually going to be writing some music for him
Okay.
to put on his Instagram channel. So they're going to be doing a little bit of work together as well. So it's blossoming.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Media.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Everson.
Is it
Evos-
Evos? I
Everson.
thought it was Evos. But there you go. I got it wrong anyhow. Evos.
And then from that, we had this incredible email yesterday. I think there was a guy that runs a radio show as well as a TV show called Hangover Hill TV, and we were contacted yesterday asking if we could work together, or Ryan could work together with the director on something to do with helping homeless veterans, which would be it's really cool, really cool.
Yeah.
To have somebody come forward and ask you, it's amazing.
Yeah. I can imagine. Nice. So, what other new stuff are you working on? You kind of teased that yesterday on the Facebook. And we're curious. Can't wait. Yeah.
Oh, you said about working with that. Oh, you're doing that little YouTube thingy.
Yeah. Since we are all in a little cage, I would say, or trapped in this little cabin, I don't think a lot of people have the luxury as I have at the moment. I think I'm been blessed with how kind of a setup here, and easy just to walk in here and create music. And the whole idea was setting up this was to create a mixing environment and kind of working with other bands or getting projects from them and working or collaborating even. It's basically the new stuff is writing more music, and it's going well, I would
Your
say.
little YouTube thingy.
The YouTube thing.
Yeah,
is,
that's the new thing.
That is the other new thing. That has been on the shout out on Facebook, which I don't even know what's happening because Sonny does all those stuff. Everybody knows that.
I tell him afterwards.
Yes. Yeah, it's basically I'm just, as I said, I've been chatting with guitarists or band members that I know and stuff like that, and just getting them to share how they make music and what is happening behind the scenes. Are they idle? Are they writing more stuff, or are they writing more music together or remotely or stuff like that, pretty much. And right now, as I said, I'm just taking on mixing projects and stuff like that. So
And you got the first band.
the
on-
first band on.
the guitarist. Tom.
Yeah, I've got Tom that is, I'm going to be releasing a video. I think we did like within a period of an hour and a bit of us chatting, I managed to get at least 3 or 4 episodes of stuff. So I could be putting that out live, or not live really. So it's pre-recorded and it's just having a chat. So it's pretty much like a Zoom meeting, talking about his guitars and about the band and stuff like that, which I've never done, me interviewing people.
Well,
I
it's
don't
just
think
more
so.
chatting.
I didn't think it's actually turned out to be chatting. It turned out to be like I'm interviewing
Oh,
someone.
but
I was
it's
like, what
fun.
the hell?
It's fun.
Not what it meant to be like. But anyhow, it ended up like that. So I think it's got to go one way no matter what, because if you're trying to promote something and putting it on your YouTube channel, then I think it's better I approach it that way. And it just basically, that was my first. I think it was like 3 days ago. I did the first one, and so hopefully when I put it all out there, get more bands or musicians involved, and take it from there, I guess, pretty much.
Yeah.
So that is the new stuff, more aggressive stuff coming out. I've been writing more.
Got lots more songs
written, and I've got my drummer, who's actually a session drummer, James Wise, cool dude, and I literally just sent him another track today, to be honest. So he's kind of has this whole studio setup. It's all been laid out in a way where it's tracking just for drums, and it's all mic'd and ready to go, so he doesn't have to go and fiddle around. There, wake up, got a session in, do a little warm up, and he tracks it, and that's the best thing to do. You're not wasting time trying to set up for every session, and that's the good thing that I have here. I can just walk in here and just make music. And this is a blessing, because I always wanted something like this, and this year it happened thanks to the lovely one here.
It's nothing to do with me. I did nothing.
It's always the wife. It's like, no, that's not going in the garage there. It's the whole thing. It's like a whole massive booth that we got put in here in the garage. It's totally independent booth within a garage, so it's all cool, all metal, so it's all good. So that is the new thing. That's what's happening with me, and I'm just checking out new doors, because you don't want to hear the history of Avid hiking up their prices like double of their annual subscription, whatever. So it really pissed me off.
Remember, sorry.
I don't care, because I did write.
Pissed off is fine.
Seriously.
No, pissed off is fine. You can say pissed off.
We have a new level for this.
So,
Phil has set the level way lower.
Somebody sent it pretty low last time.
don't see that, spending another extra £100 for their subscription when Universal Audio's released Luna. It's a cool all analog kind of approach, and I'm just trying that out. Actually, we've been working on it for a few days and just giving it a go. Maybe try and do the transition gradually. If it doesn't work out, I'll just go back and buy myself Cubase. Worst case scenario.
Yep.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah,
That's what we did that's what we cut our album on, was Cubase.
And it's the same version I got now for
I tried it for a while, like I think I stopped up to like 6.5 or 7 or something like that, and I was still using Pro Tools, and I think 10.5, maybe I'll just go back. I tried it out for a little while, and then I went back to Pro Tools. Yeah. But I will go back to it again since I haven't screwed me over.
I still use version 5 of Cubase is what I still use.
Yeah,
but
cool.
I can definitely appreciate the not having set anything up, because every time I want to record, even do the show here, we live in this part of the house, so green screen goes up. Right. I got to set all that up, and I pretty much use the same frame, and I put blankets and stuff over just to deaden the sound, so I can have a sound booth. But it takes time to set up. It's not a lot of time, but you're sitting there on the sofa and you go, I really should record, but I got to set stuff up. I don't know. I end up just grabbing my guitar and playing on the sofa. But I can really appreciate just having it just there ready to go.
Yeah, actually, pretty much.
Yeah,
I'm jammed up in a little nook in our master bedroom. We get sort of a loft where we are, and I'm just jammed in a corner here, so my stuff pretty much stays up. I flip a bunch of switches and turn on some lights. And then when I get ambitious like I did today, I put up a second mic and then have nothing but trouble with it. So we'll have this hammered out for next week. I'll have my levels and all that stuff set up properly. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, anyways. You say that every week, Ryan. You say that every week.
Everything seems fine now.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Loud and clear.
Good. Yeah. No, it's the way that I have it set up, because it goes through a graphic EQ on the other side, there's a whole other beside me, and got to go through the headphone amps, and if one thing's panned to the wrong side, then it cuts my levels. Oh, it's a mess. It's one of those things where it's like I've got it working. It's working well. I'm happy with the way it's working, but then all of a sudden you're like, oh, one thing goes wrong. I should probably change it, but it's working, and then I'll just leave it alone. So.
Okay, just want to do a quick shout out to Glenn Foster's joined us again. So Glenn is actually going to be our guest next week on the show, so we're looking forward to that. So thanks for dropping by, Glenn. Do you have anyone else to shout out there to that? Sorry?
I said, go Glenn. No, I should say hello to my lovely wife. She's been joined us since before we went on air, or right as the stream went live. But she also, among Phil and Mark and the whole explosion, has been sending me messages saying, "Yeah, you sound good. You sound good now." So, I love you.
Yes, it's fun. Okay, actually, I noticed.
Apparently, Sonia has joined. We love you guys too. Apparently, Sonia has joined our webcast.
Yep,
So,
I'm there.
welcome,
Thank
Sonia.
you.
Let's all do that. We can double our numbers. Yeah, all right. Triple our numbers. Anyway. Okay, I noticed that online you've been using the hashtag, and I just really noticed it this week for some reason. It was "Let the music play." What the hell's all that about?
She does all that stuff. No idea.
That's because, without getting political, it's because the music industry over here has not received any funding whatsoever from the
support.
government. And, you've got venues that are, they may well have to close down for good. And so it's just kind of making everybody aware and getting musicians involved. And hopefully either next week or the week after, maybe the music venues and musicians will get some kind of funding from the government. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, that sounds familiar, that story.
I bet it does.
Yeah,
it's pretty much the same here.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, and when somebody posted something about France, Germany have plowed billions of dollars, maybe millions. Billions might be excessive, but millions of dollars. There were 5 or 6, 7 or 8 countries that have really done a lot. New Zealand as well, millions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not here. We've decided that, and some of it is, we're seeing clubs that are being shut down, and some of them are not necessarily bad that they're shutting down because they were not good places to play.
Yeah.
Like they were just pretty scuzzy, and they were run by people who were like, "Oh yes, well if you sell 100 tickets, then we'll give you a cut of the door." It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not here promoting your bar. I'm here promoting my music, and I just happen to be playing at your bar. These things kind of go hand in hand, but I'm not your marketing department, so you can forget the deal. We've walked out on a couple of deals like that. So
They're pay to play, aren't they?
yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah.
I just want to do a quick shout out. Jim Robertson's joined us. My brother-in-law, no doubt. My sister's with her, Jane. Anyway, out from the UK in Fareham near Portsmouth. So we're truly international. And just so everybody knows,
Not far from us.
Yeah, we've got so Ryan Webb, musician, and his wife, manager, or manager and wife. I'm not sure if those to go together or separates. Are from up by Swindon. It's out in Wiltshire there. And we've got Phil. Colorado Phil is in Colorado. Yeah, pay attention, Phil.
Hello.
And because Ryan and I are in Winnipeg. And I just want to shout out, just ask if you're watching this, don't forget to share, like, and share the stream. And let everybody know how much you're enjoying the show. Anyways, let's get the word out there, and we'll try and...
Yeah, actually, before we jump back into it, we'll say a special thanks to VW Radio and to HGB Canada, have both shared out while we were there. Thanks so much for the support. We love it. We love doing the show. We make the show for the fans of independent music. So like, share, subscribe, and push it out there. It's amazing to see how we've grown in the last few years, and I'm going to stop because I'm going to get all sentimental, emotional, and this show's about promoting Ryan. So like, share, subscribe.
Oh, and a bit of self-promotion. If you haven't checked out our website, theinvisibleman.ca, it went had a major refurbish this week, so go check that out. A lot easier to use. Anyway, go check that out.
Really cool. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah. So with the let the music playing, I don't know if there's an equivalence this side of the pond, but I think that we probably should start using that, because I think that's a great idea, because we are getting nothing for it. So where would you see the music industry being this time next year? The independent music industry.
That's a very difficult question, because I saw somebody, they did like a poll today on do you think things will be up and running before the end of this year or next year, and a lot of people were saying nothing will happen until next year. But I don't know. I think that a lot of festivals, Ryan was meant to play Breaking Bands Festival back in, I don't even know what month we're in now, May it must have been. And as because obviously it was cancelled, the guys, they've got a really strong, brilliant team, worked tirelessly to get every single band that was booked to play, plus some extras, got all the bands to record stuff, short sets, and sent them in, and they had 4 days of music, 4 days. It was just ran like clockwork. Yeah. Absolutely amazing. And that's Ryan gained a lot of new fans there and got sales, which was pretty incredible. Yeah. So I do think that there is some hope. Maybe things will be done differently, but I don't think it's the end. No, that's for sure. But I think it would just be done differently. Yeah.
I think we're not really, we're in the same boat at this side. Is that we're worried. As it was, the venues that played live music were getting less and less. They just seem to keep closing very slowly. I'm wondering how that's going to affect those, because it's usually the independent, privately owned places that have the live music, and they're the ones that are the most vulnerable, unfortunately. So we're not really sure either. It's we're hoping that we know that in the long term it's going to be fine. Music's been around for as long as humanity has.
We'll have bands playing on the rooftop in January.
Actually, I think I saw a Ray Powers do a roof. It looked like a rooftop video he was doing the other week on, last week. Anyhow, that was kind of fun to do. And I was actually, it brought my mind back to The Simpsons, where, remember Homer was in a band, and it was the B flats, the B sharps, and then they did the concert on the roof, and then George Harrison came by and said, "Oh no, that's already been done," and he drives off. Anyhow, right.
I just like the part where he was shoveling in the brownies, and then Harrison's all like, "Oh, what a nice fellow."
That's what I like, Anyhow.
Here's the interesting thing is we're all worried that we're not going to be able to play in bars anymore, or clubs or venues, or nobody's really going to support us. But then you think, well, are we in here to play in bars, or are we here to make music? If somebody comes, if we get 50 people who come to a house party, and 10 of those 50 people buy a CD, that's a great night. That's a better night than we probably got in most bars. So. Music's. I'm gonna get all Jeff Goldblum on us and say, like, and we're gonna replace life finds a way. No, music finds a way. Music finds a way to be relevant. If we have to do pass the hats, if we have to do house parties, if we're just gonna go get buskers licenses and play on the side of the street, or suddenly if we just decide that we're not gonna promote our own stuff, but we'll go play background music for a while, and we can make a living doing that. People will find a way to do it.
Of course.
And music will find a way. It's not going to look like, we're all sitting on a stage in a big 5-piece band playing, which is what we'd love to do. But that's just not the way it is at the moment. And it may not be like that. It may even be 2 or 3 or 4 years before that kind of stuff happens again, right? And part of it is just the way that people consume music now. It's just that's just it. It's a different way. So we got to find a way to change and grow as well. We can't just let everything go around us and sit there and complain and say, oh, people only listen to Google and Spotify. Well, get on Google and Spotify. If they're not paying enough, complain.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. I'd love to sell a bunch of CDs too, but like Mark said, I think was it 2 weeks ago when he said, here, I gave my son a CD. And he said, what am I supposed to do with this? That was our CD. We made an album. And he's like, what am I supposed to do with this?
Yeah, and that was a few years ago too.
Yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. Actually, we got a question from the audience. Actually, we got Glenn Foster. So, Brian, going forward, are you planning on releasing albums, singles via streaming? Or also are you going to be selling music on your own site or through a commercial outlet?
Well, I think we have decided just to go with the EP way. So basically, rather than release an album, we'll release an EP, say with 5, maybe 6 songs. 5 songs probably is an EP. And everything, the idea is to actually have it on my website. That is the idea. But, in order to get it all into streaming platforms, I use right now, everything is done through Avid Play. It's kind of new into the digital distribution scene, and it seems to be working quite well for me at the moment. There's one little glitch I'll tell you in a second. So
It's not little.
yeah, well, it's a bit of it's a funny story, but anyhow, it's still ongoing. But so I was on Spin-Up for a while, and I've taken it all down. And since we were going to release "Don't," the single, decided to. Avid Play just came up because I am a Pro Tools user for a very long time, and I just thought just keep everything under one roof. And then Avid hiked up their price for subscription, which screwed me over again. So there you go. That's another story. But the idea is to release
On the website.
website for purchase and
Webb.org.
ryanwebb.org, which I think I just worked on, and I've given the full-on makeover. It's like it's more modern and looking now, and that's another thing I did when we were on lockdown. So digital EP for streaming. Obviously, there's no other way than to actually embrace new technology, or you'd just be left there behind, and you have to keep thriving and try to get more fans, new listeners, try to grab new audience in. And best way is as I always tell Sonny, if you have a catchy title to your track, when somebody's doing a search, it will just pop up, and you never know, maybe somebody will listen to it. It's like one of those things. Catchy titles are like our next thing. I know it's been done, it's been still going on, and that's what we are working on. And that's everything for now. So hopefully I answered that question there.
Yeah, I believe it. Oh, no, I have to. No, excuse me. I have to shout out someone very special. If I don't, I'll probably hear about it tomorrow. My mum's watching from Ferrum. So hey, Mum. Thanks for watching.
Hi, Mum.
This will be the first time. So,
Mark's mom, I'm at the end. Just look for our contact information. I have so many questions for you.
and actually, this leads me on to another question that. So Sonia, you had posted. You were promoting the show yesterday, and you mentioned me, Ryan, and Phil, and you referred to me as
I know your name's wrong.
and you referred to me as. Now, I'd like the audience to post their comments on this one, but I was described as the very calm Mark David Stallard. So if you know me in the audience, post, and we'll find out what the audience really thinks I'm like when I'm not on the show. Anyhow.
You do have a very calming voice, though.
Well, thank you. Yes. I do on the show, yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Oh, that's just yeah. When I saw that, I remember I saw that you had posted, and I looked up something on my because it came to my phone. I was at work, right, and I was looking. I was like, the very calm Mark It must be a Brit thing, right? Maybe it's just hearing a familiar tone or something. Maybe it's just a UK thing where it's like, oh yeah, and then you have to listen to that some dumb redneck Canadian listen. I don't know that fat man from Winnipeg that's there as well. Sorry, Phil. I kind of took a cheap shot.
What?
You're the Canadian redneck.
Oh. Hold on now. I'm trying to share this out on Twitter.
Well, actually, while we're waiting,
he was screening with RyanWebb.org, and man, that's a beautiful website. There's music playing on it. Obviously, I can't. Otherwise, we'd be hearing that broadcast, and we could get shut down by Facebook because
again,
Facebook does stupid things like that. But it looks great. This is a great site. It comes open to like some concert footage, and man, there's like, oh man, that's just awesome. Great. So well done, man. It's
I try my best with that, and it's just a work in progress, I would say.
He does everything himself, absolutely everything.
Oh, it looks absolutely gorgeous.
What is the website again?
RyanWebb.org.
All right, there we go.
All right, it's on the screen, so if everyone.
There it is. It's up on the screen there. So.
Okay,
my internet's slow today.
I've got to read this one out. Someone replied to Glenn Foster, who I haven't actually met, did ask if I'm calm on the surface and a turmoil brewing underneath. And Shalim, who does know me personally, said, if squirrels are calm, then I understand the reference to Mark.
Wow, yeah, the website is excellent.
Cool.
Hey, what song are you guys performing in that video when you get to the website?
That's Don't. That's the actual footage of Don't, yeah.
Finish for Don't. Nice.
Yeah.
There we go. Actually, we haven't heard from the guys in the balcony for a while. They're chomping at the bits to get on. So let's find out what they have to say. Okay, guys.
That was great. Those guys make It's All in the Mind sound like they suck. But what am I saying? It's All in the Mind does suck.
Well, those guys are lovely. I love those guys. Why do we let them in, Ryan? Why do we let them in?
I don't know. They're like Statler and Waldorf, man. It's Osborne and Mann. Those are our two guys who sit there and heckle from the balcony. So
yeah, and
they keep paying.
They're just keeping the chair warm for me
to be here. So
anyhow,
they keep paying to be here. We'll keep paying to have them. We'll take their piece, I guess.
It's fun, right? And. Okay, I've lost my place in my notes. Excuse me. Actually, it's something I don't think we. Usually, it's something we ask everybody and it's usually right at the beginning. And saying is, we already know you, and we didn't. I think we skipped to the meat and potatoes last time you were on. But how did you actually get into music?
I think the whole idea of not going to school.
Been there, done that. I mean, you haven't done that.
So yeah. I think I always had it in me. I was always next to a record player and just fiddling around with vinyls and stuff like that from a very, very early age. And it just took it from there. I think I just got drawn into stuff. I was just a singer, initially started off as a singer and gradually got bored of just singing. So I don't think I consider. Well, I can't. I've never considered myself as a good singer. Anyhow, I think I've got a shit voice. But anyhow,
Sorry.
so
you're good. You're good.
so oops, yeah, slow reaction there. But I think a friend of mine. This is going back, say 20, 30 years, maybe now. Yeah, 30 years. Handed me this cassette. Believe it or not, it was a cassette tape back in the days. And it was Yngwie Malmsteen, the man. And first track I heard of that, I was just like blown away. It's like, what the hell is this? And that just started off a total different game in my head. It was just I just need to grab a guitar and start playing. It's just one of those things. And Malmsteen was the drive that really got me there. And then I started doing more research into. But believe it or not, before this, I was still listening to Iron Maiden and AC/DC and Eric Clapton, all that. Never been a Beatles fan. I don't know why. Never
You
been
said
a
that the
Beatles
last
fan.
time.
Yeah,
You did say that.
yeah. I know,
Same boring
that
old
was why we were
conversation,
never going to
bringing
invite him
Bob
back.
again. Anyway,
Yeah.
Why-
You weren't supposed to be back because you said that.
You know what's funny is I was reviewing some of the footage, and you know what? That's the exact same reaction you had last time. And you go, "Oh," I'm like, it's exactly the same.
One thing that really, I think the most thing that I appreciate about the Beatles thing, I know what am I to say about the Beatles, right? But the chord progressions are absolutely incredible, and you can't take that away from, it's in so many tracks that's released nowadays and ever since the Beatles been out. So that is like the harmonies, the progression, the whole structure of songs and stuff like that to get so many hits. That is just amazing. But going back to the actual thing, I got into it. Yeah, it's just all guitar-driven stuff, and I've been listening ever since. Iron Maiden, it's all Metallica, and
Joe Satriani.
Joe Satriani. Everybody seen me with one of these for a while. I've had this for what, 15
He signed.
15
No.
15 years.
Oh yeah, 15 years this
15
Christmas.
years.
Oh, wow.
She got it for me.
Wow.
First Christmas
First
present.
Christmas present ever, and it's still great. The man himself signed it, made him do a little. No, made him Austin. That sounds so rude. So we could do a little one of these animated things.
What a lovely guy he is as
Cool
well.
guy. I've got it totally kind of. And he actually made the suggestion to go to a luthier and get it all kind of laminated. They do a special thing. It actually cost a bomb, like $200 or something,
Oh yeah.
just to get that protected.
Just to protect it and preserve it.
Yeah. So, but it's well worth it,
Oh,
And, 2013.
He
there
signed
you go.
it,
He
yeah.
signed it. So
7 years.
I've got a
Yeah, it was 7 years ago, about
Yeah.
two
Yeah.
last week. Or
Yeah,
the week
so
before.
this has been used and abused for a while. I never take it out that many times now, but I'm working on a drop C track. So
Drop
it's all
C?
drop C, and it's this is the first. I think this is the first time I would have ever used an 11 gauge. So
Yeah.
so I just got the NYXL 11 drop C set, and it's gonna go on this one probably tomorrow. So the only reason I do that is just for tracking, because it's got a fixed bridge on it, and every other guitar I have is all with a whammy.
Whammy, yeah.
So keep it strong. So yeah, that's what that goes for. But anyhow, all good.
All right, so you can't mention Iron Maiden and not tell me your favorite Iron Maiden song. I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
It's so difficult, man.
Yeah, I know it's tough to just pick.
It is quite tough. I like Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Not
Uh,
bad. Nice.
if I don't know, maybe I just go for that. If that's a one track, yet again, I would change maybe in a month's time. You call me back. It's like, maybe it could be Fear of the Dark or something. Or I don't know.
Not a boy. That's what I was gonna say. That's my
Yeah.
favorite one.
Yeah,
Fear
Fear
Dark.
of the Dark. Yeah, kind
Yeah.
of gets you there. Yeah, I love those. Yeah.
Well, I just like how and Iron Maiden has a very unique style, but I like how they switched it up and made it into a lot more melodic, slower, darker
Yeah.
feel, and
Yeah.
then really punch it up to the way that they do things, right?
Yeah.
With the chorus, and then bring it back into land. A nice,
Yeah.
easy, back to the melodic, quiet. And there's like a sense of mourning almost in the song, right? It's just
Yeah.
meaningful. So
Yeah.
it was a nice show how the band had grown over
Yeah.
over that time.
Bruce Dickinson still kicks ass, man. He's so
no
cool,
kidding.
so strong live. He's like a freaking beast.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah,
That
who
was
sings like that in that age nowadays? Who sings like that?
I do.
Freaking hell, jumping around. You.
The answer is
Yeah.
yes, dear. You sound
Voice of an angel, you're supposed to say.
yes. There you go. Yes, ma'am.
Ryan
Well,
did
I
forget
remember
to
reading-
tell you. He did forget to tell you who mastered Don't.
But I
You
thought that
say.
was kind of out there on Facebook.
No, maybe they don't know.
Nobody knows. Well, since we have to give a big shout out to Pete Meyer because he been mastering, he mastered Stop the World
Yeah,
for
yeah,
us. So,
and the
yeah, and the EP. And I thought just for a change, I was so driven by this album from Metallica called Hardwired to Self-Destruct. And that is just with me all the time. Literally, I have to listen to it like on a regular basis. It's just so inspiring. It's so clean. Everything is just so tight and clear. And it's so aggressive at the same time. And that kind of gave me the edge, kind of asked Sonia to get in touch. So I did a bit of research. See, obviously it's all out there now, thanks to the internet. You know, everything is out there, so you can check the credits, who did the mix and who did the mastering and so on. Dave Collins came on, you know, and it's like, I've got to somehow get in touch. Ask my lovely one.
Can
get
you
in
do
touch.
me a
Or
favour,
can you do me a
please?
favour, please? Yeah.
Can
So,
you write to Dave Collins?
We were like, seriously, I was like so gobsmacked, to be
We
honest.
were at a gig
Yeah.
when, because I'd written to Dave Collins, and we were at a gig when my phone buzzed and there was an email from Dave saying, yes, sure, I'll master the track. And Ryan was going, oh my God, I'm so nervous now. I'm really nervous. What if he doesn't like my
And
mix?
believe it or not, that is the first mix I've done in this studio year. So
Oh, nice.
since we moved to Swindon, got the guys to put this up, and yeah, it was the first mix, so it was quite nerve-wracking for me because everything sounds the way I wanted to sound here, and he actually,
He said it was a really good mix.
Everything
So
sounded
it sounded really
great
good.
there. So just to get that feedback from an absolute professional, it was. I didn't care if nobody liked the track anymore. Screw the track.
Pete Mayer always liked your
Pete may always love
Yeah.
stuff. So obviously, the thing with using engineers is always you use sometimes them as it's like one of those things. Maybe you send it to 3 different engineers. Sometimes it works. Sometimes with others. I don't know what the whole thing is all about there, but Pete Mayer is great. Anyhow, and Dave Collins did his first one, and we hopefully maybe do the EP. I'm not sure.
Well,
Yeah, hopefully.
yes, no, that's a
Yeah.
definite.
So
Don't listen to him; it's a definite.
yeah. So that was a great thing that happened this year for us for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, can't thank him enough. Can't thank you.
Can't remember the name of the band we were watching either.
Oh, get a room, you two. Get a room. All right. We have another question from the audience. So Shaleem's asking, Ryan, what kind of music did your parents listen to and play for you when you were young?
Believe it or not, a lot of Jim Reeves.
I can see
That
that.
just goes way off.
I can see
Eric
that, yeah.
Clapton, quite a lot of Eric Clapton, in fact. And maybe that's why you're going to hate me for this now. Maybe that's why I'm not a fan of the Beatles, because they used to put Beatles all the
All right.
time.
Show's over, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So we'll see you.
It just hit me now. It just literally hit me now, because I don't think anyone's asked me that question. And yeah, I think maybe that's why back in my head, I think it's probably Beatles was playing all the time. A lot of country music, and
Well, that explains the aggressive rock edge, man. Like, I mean,
yeah. So yeah, getting into that was just then I changed it to what I enjoyed listening to, and that's the whole family listening to vinyls and stuff like that. Yeah. So, hope I answered that one.
Yes. Did you
Because I tend to forget to actually answer the question. I kind of drift away,
That's
talking
You call
rubbish,
that from me.
absolute rubbish, all the way through for like 10 minutes, and I think, oh, What about
What was the
so?
question
What was the
again?
question again? I mean, whoever's hosting the show is like, but should I ask him again, or is it just, don't
Yeah.
answer that?
Always ask again. Yes. Yeah. Actually, from that, just to build on to Shaleem's question, there was, were you encouraged to perform music when you were young? Did you do the obligatory piano lessons or anything?
No lessons. Everything pretty much just happened. I just used to sing along to a lot of tracks. A band comes in mind that I used to sing quite a bit. Scorpions. Believe it or not, random. That just popped into my head. Scorpions. I used to sing the whole. They had like a very best collection. Going back into the cassette days, man. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah, it's just literally just sing all their tracks, and I used to hit those notes. And I think I can't do that now. I'm not even halfway there.
Really, you can't
You're freaking old for that now.
He's
Ryan,
not,
you
he
can't hit me with you can't rock me like a hurricane.
I think that is okay.
Come on, man. There's no one like you.
The actual ballads, it's the ballads that they came up with. I don't know. Always Somewhere or something like that, and Still Loving You. Those are like classic, really pitchy stuff. There's no way.
He can.
You
He
gotta
can. He
You gotta
can.
have tight shorts.
Yeah, I can sing like Still Loving You.
You can do the real metal version of, there's no one like you. I can't wait for you.
Yeah. I think as you get older, the length of all your words kind of shorten down a little bit, unless you're in your comfort zone, like your really good words. So we have this constant battle with me with Sonia, saying she writes this lovely lyrics. It's perfect. So I come into the studio, try to record, and say, oh, I can't sing that high with that freaking word. So it's like I've got to change the whole, line or the whole verse now. So it's like a compromise, and I go back and when I come to such situations, I actually go back and listen to a lot of aggressive singers, and they have like these common words when they try to hit a higher note and stuff like that. For example, I don't know, I wouldn't remember the name of this guy, but Disturbed, the singer.
Oh, David Draymond.
Yeah, so yeah, if you actually listen to his singing style, when he tried to hit bigger notes, there was this constant kind of, what would you call those words, like vowels?
Yeah, A-E-I-O-U.
Yeah, so there's like an open sound, so he goes for those big notes, and it's got to be an open sound word. You want like so if something like is too tight, then it will kind of sound very choky. So I think they just go for it. So it needs to be open. So, for example, my track or Stop the World called Runaway, when I do that lengthy bit at the end, if it wasn't a runaway kind of opening, kind of open sound,
If
and
it was
Runaway,
Runaway,
that'll be,
you wouldn't be able to do that.
yeah,
Oi.
could be dude. Something
Yeah.
like that. You're not going to be able to sing that. Why did I say dude? That sounds so weird. Anyhow. Oh, you could say, I love you guys. You see, it's like an open sound. So you actually go for those, when you're hitting bigger notes. It's like, I think pretty much most of the singers, when you do a bit of in-depth listening, like you take Adele, and she goes to the big ones, it's always a very open sound. So, yeah. And if you want to keep that length going for a period, then you have to go for those big ones. It's like Chester when he sings. Bless him.
Chester.
One of those amazing singers. I don't think anyone can sing like Chester, to be honest. I don't think I ever can think. I don't think anyone can sing like Chester. Well, can sing like Chester. Anyhow, yeah, the feel and the aggressiveness. He's got them both. Like Freddie.
I can't say I can narrow down. I've got a pitch. I've got a ceiling to what I can sing, but I haven't noticed particular words that I can't do. Usually it'll, if I can't hit a note or then I'll just drop it down a semitone or something. Yeah, I've not heard anyone.
You'll be surprised. I'm saying you'll be surprised. I'm saying when you are in your writing process and you actually try and fit a random word when you can't hit that note. So it doesn't even have to make sense for the actual lyrics, and then you go back to your lyricist.
Or you could just drop. No. I'm going to go with what Mark says. You just drop the note.
Nah, it's not going to work. I think when you drop a note, it loses balls. It loses.
I can appreciate. I can actually see that. I know exactly what you mean. And in particular, there's a particular way that you're playing. If you're playing something with a Barry, you want to get that nice rocky sound. But then you go, I can't do that, but I want to play open C. It's not going to be the same, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be that. It sounds completely different. So I completely understand that. And there's only one song that I retune my guitar drop D down to drop D, and I do that because I couldn't get a slide in because I wrote it in E, and my voice just wouldn't do it, so I just dropped it down to drop D, and I can still get that slide in. Yes, I know exactly where that you're coming from on that. I just haven't noticed the words. I will watch out for that from now on. But my lyricist is me, so maybe that's part of the issue, right? Maybe it's I'm catching it as it happens.
Changing that word.
Yeah.
No, maybe it's easier. Maybe it's easier for you then.
Yeah.
Because you know.
Yeah, definitely. Most singers, well, I think the majority of singers write their own lyrics, apart from Elton John, as far as I can remember. Me. Who else?
Me?
I don't want to say. Who else? I have no idea.
A small Winnipeg gem named Mark David Stallard writes his own work.
There we go.
The calm man.
Yes.
The calm.
I'm going to write that down because I'm never going to forget. I'm going to print that off and actually make it like in 6-foot letters and print it off for everybody. See, Sonia says.
We're going to have to introduce the show differently. We'll be like, hello, welcome to the Invisible Man Hour.
It's
Mark David Stallard joining us live from Colorado.
The calm man. Yeah. Yes. So Phil, we're actually getting to the end of the show, and you've been really quiet. Come on.
Well, I was listening to the interview. I'm waiting for my chance because on my show, the Colorado Phil Show, this past week, there was a story out of England.
Yes, I'm still researching.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, so Sussex is a real police department?
Sussex.
Sussex Police, yes. It's down on the coast.
And Ardingly Reservoir is a real place?
There are two Sussexes. Which one?
I'm not sure, but I can check.
Because apparently there was like something around 50 people were seen walking in a group and holding a suitcase each, and they just disappeared.
The suitcases are there. Yeah, the suitcases are there.
That's crazy cool.
So I tagged Sonia and Ryan to it because they would know they're there, but she hasn't heard that. You would think that would make the news, right?
Yeah, that's what makes, because it only seems to be on that one organisation's site.
Yeah.
Haven't found anything else, but I will keep looking just in case.
Hey, but on the same site though, and this is actually true. Oh my God! In the Philippines, there's a bat called holy crap, what's it called? Anyway, it's the size of a 6-year-old human person.
Oh my goodness!
The size of a 6-year-old child.
Yes. It's
That's the same size as me then.
It's a bat native to the Philippines, known as the golden crowned flying fox. I was hell no. I don't want to go over there ever.
Well, if you think about it, in the Philippines and all around that area, they actually have snakes that live on land, hunt in the ocean, and are just and it might as well just be here. That's the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force all in one shot. So there you go. That's just no. They're right there with Australia for things that can kill you. So.
And they even had a picture of it, and the picture is just like turns you to like, whoa, really? But yeah, I'm curious about those 50 people. Huh?
Yeah,
50
yeah.
people disappear and nobody says anything.
I saw another story today about this bird. They're still not sure what kind of bird it was, but it was huge that was flying with a shark in its claws.
Probably sort of.
Yeah, I saw that story somewhere.
You saw that one as well.
Just not a long enough show.
Now the question is it was it a shark or was it a sharktopus?
Well, it didn't have any legs, arms.
That's good. It's just a shark then. So, I have like a soft spot for those ridiculous movies. Like my wife and I watched Jessica and I watched what was it, the very first Sharknado. I mean, we just couldn't stop laughing. Like, it was meant to be taken like so seriously, but it was like you're watching it and you're like, that's just like a totally different. It's like the camera pans here, it picks up some action, and it moves over and it moves back, and it's like a different time, a different day, a different camera probably. Like it was just horrible, and like superimposed rain over things, and like so the pavement's dry in one area, and like it was just so funny. But then they have another one that came out. It was called Sharktopus, and it's like this CGI shark with his body on the back, and it gets up and walks out of the ocean. It comes after people.
Sounds great. So you sure it was
We have
CG?
not seen that.
No.
Are you sure it was CG, Ryan?
Yes. That one was. Well, it might be a little more because there was a lot of cursing and quite a lot of fake blood, so it might have been restricted, that movie. But
Sharktopus. We shall look into that.
Okay.
it's right up there with Bear Kano, man.
Right.
Okay, I think we are coming to the end of the show, so we'll go through the motions with the contact information. We got a this has been up and down on the screen, or up on the screen a few times throughout the show, but we'll read it out for you. So RyanWebb.org, Facebook Ryan Webb UK, Twitter Ryan Webb Tweets, and Instagram Ryan Webb Insta. I believe those all of the social media is active. I think we're back and forth every couple of days. I think I mean we are. We're involved as well. So go check out Ryan online. That'd be great. And while we're at it, I wasn't quite ready. I'm going to give you
Go to our website.
There we go. There we go. Okay, so you can contact us on the brand new refurbished website. That's not the right word, is it? But theinvisibleman.ca. We've got a contact form on there as well. If there's any artists out there that would like to be featured on the show, just contact us via the email on the screen or via the website form. Contact us through our Facebook page as well. And we are active online as well. All the links for our stuff is on the website. Phil, do you want to give a quick plug to your radio show?
The Colorado Film Show. You can actually see everything you want to know about it. That's what I'm looking for now.
There's also a link on the website.
At the last second, and then he says my name. He's like, oh yeah. So I don't remember. Anyways, it's all on the website. Let's see here. Mondays through Fridays, 12 to 4 p.m. Pacific. 1 to 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 2 to 6 p.m. Central, and 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern, 8
till
it's over. 8 to 11.
8 till 12.
Stop, yeah.
8 till midnight.
In the UK. So
Excellent.
Super cool show.
Oh, thank you. www.vwradio.co.
So don't forget to tune in that every day. Like and subscribe all of our social medias, all of them that you've heard about today. And of course, don't forget to tune in with Phil every weekday. Now, we do this just because we love doing it. But if you would like to show your appreciation and buy us a coffee, we just follow the link, buymeacoffee.com/It's All in the Mind, and because we're really quite thirsty of late. And completely unrelated to the show, I've got a children's book out. So children's chapter book, A Fighting Stance. You can check that, download that on books.mdstallard.com. It's also available on Amazon as well, but I get more money if you go through the that's a link to Lulu. I get more money that way. So there you go. That's the plugs.
Yeah. Come and see it, www.theinvisibleman.ca. There's links to come subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. So follow that and click that little tiny bell thing so you're notified next time we go live, which is next weekend, I believe.
Yep, every Saturday, 2 p.m. Central. And I don't remember all the all the other times.
8 p.m. UK time.
That one I remember. 9 p.m. in Spain. Anyway,
Yeah.
we have a Spanish guest coming up, and I looked it up. Anyhow, so tune in next week, 2 p.m. Central, and we have Glenn Foster from the Glenn Foster Group with us. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. That will be. I just thought of something about our website,
Sure.
theinvisibleman.ca. If you scroll down, you'll see a series of Did You Know?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't see that?
No, I did, but I just wasn't ready when you said my name there. You see Mark David Stallard there. He wrote a book. And then Did you know that I have a radio show? And you just click. It's all really well done. You just click on Learn More, and it tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
Woo!
Excellent. Okay, well, thank you very much, Ryan and Sonia, for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
We love you guys too.
We love you.
Do you know I wrote that backwards? That would show right in the screen.
Yep. So everybody can see it clearly. Clearly in the mirror. All right. Okay, we'll know for next time. Anyway, so thank you very much again. And we can't avoid having you on again. It's always fun having you guys.
It's always a good time.
Pleasure.
And Ryan, next time I want to hear some of the Scorpions. All right.
Yeah, of course.
Even
man.
if you gotta do it to drop C, man, you
I'll
got the
warm
guitar. No, good. You can drop it down to drop C. There you go.
Cool.
That should do it, right? We could do a true metal version.
He will.
Are you
Please.
doing a acoustic version of Don't?
I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna work out.
It doesn't.
I just find it so awkward grabbing an acoustic, man. It's just I
yeah?
tried and it just feels so weird. It's just like, what the hell is this? I use it for tracking sometimes. I don't mind playing, some country stuff or whatever, but not for me personally. But it's just I like the sound of it, but it's just not one of those things. And I just can't get. Maybe I'm just rubbish at playing the acoustics.
Well, I'm rubbish at playing electric, so we make one good guitar player between us. Okay, well, thanks again, Brian and Sonia, and
Yes, thank you.
Meet
You're
Phil and
welcome.
Ryan. We'll meet
It was
you.
fun.
We'll see you again next week. Thanks a lot, everybody, and we'll catch you soon. Bye.
Oh,